Uprising. Welcome to today's show. You've got to see this clip to believe it. Alex Jones defending the 666 symbol, saying that it doesn't stand for anything satanic, but it stands for interdimensional victory? Huh?
Realize that this is where God is coming together, and they're not going to stand in the way of this. That's why they hate us. That's why they say this is satanic. This means interdimensional victory. This is the symbol of the future. That's why they hate it.
I was very emotional.
This doesn't
and I was
mean
programmed
power.
from a
This
victimized
means
mentality.
infinity.
This literally means okay in sign
The
language.
real, they see symbolism as like a bad and hate.
We really
No,
get caught up
infinity
in the
is like a
idea of
dimensional
racism
game.
over
That's
the
infinity.
idea of industry.
This,
We
why
say
we love
people
this
don't
is
have land, they settle
you're
for
living
land.
forever. We're together. Everything's okay. Don't matter if Mama died last week. She's in heaven.
We want to
We're in the infinity.
and we want land because we haven't known
scared of
how
that,
it
man.
feels to
This is
actually have our
infinity
own
right there.
land and have ownership of our own blocks. Talk about deflecting. But the real question I have is, are you talking to me? Are you talking to me? Well, who else would you be talking to? I don't see anybody there. You talking to me? Now, obviously, a lot of us who do this and speak of these things and speak of symbols, talk about the 666 sign. It's one of the most common signs, but this is just absolutely unbelievably stupid and ridiculous. So if it stands for interdimensional victory, then why is this symbol held up all over the place? Why are there collages like this where tons of Hollywood celebrities, some of whom admit to being Freemasonic filth, are holding up the 666 sign over their eye? And now I don't know who this other character is here. I mean, other than the fact that he's extremely snoozy. This guy's like NyQuil. Can't even believe this guy's employed. But it also completely clueless. Because remember, they want to keep you in the left-right paradigm. I know a lot of you out there listen, Alex Jones. I've obviously talked about, and listen, you can listen to whoever you want if it helps you in your awakening process. There's people that won't let go of the left or right. They just won't let go. It's almost like it gives them hope. They don't realize that they're feeding into the machine. But there's all different, parts of your awakening that you just have to keep getting past and getting through. I'm not saying that to sound like I'm smarter than anybody else, because I'm not. But if you think that this is a republic again, you're really giving a lot of credit to these people that they would do all this stuff to control us, but then they allow us to vote and pick our politicians. I mean, give me a break. This is nothing but a science experiment. But nonetheless, you get this character over here, and he's saying, yeah, in sign language, it means okay. Okay. Well, you know what devil horns mean? In sign language, it means I love you. Little hypocritical, right? Because these people all know that the devil, that holding up the devil horn symbol means, Satan worship. I mean, they admit that. Even musicians and stuff admit that. Hail Satan, they hold up the devil horns, right? Because they do dual meanings to a lot of these symbols, right? You hear them like, oh, now it means, now the AOK side also means white power. I mean, where are these things coming from? They are just disguising this stuff to normalize these symbols. And Alex Jones was right about one thing. That symbol is the future. Because that's the future, right? We know through prophecy, we know what this future holds with the mark of the beast. And you get the guy holding up the 666 sign. It's like, oh yeah, A-OK. That's why John Cena's holding it up, right? Because everything's A-OK. That's why, Kevin Spacey and Lady Barfbag and all these celebrities are just all randomly holding this symbol up over their eyeball. Yeah, no, I don't see the repetition there. Does anybody else? I mean, it's unbelievable how they do this stuff. And then they take their symbols and they go, oh, wait, well, if Alex Jones has all these people who are awake following him, now let's convince them that the 666 sign doesn't mean 666, that it means make America great again. It means Donald Trump. It means, some of these people say it means white power. I mean, it's comical. I've shown the repetition. I've shown how many times you see this symbol. It is probably the easiest symbol other than devil horns to figure out what it means and why they're always doing it, right? When you freeze frame in the music videos, you see them deliberately doing it, from Eminem to Lil Wayne. Oh, they all just are saying things are going to be A-okay? They're all saying interdimensional victory. What does that even mean? Does anyone even... interdimensional victory? So between dimensions, right? Because interdimensional, right? Doesn't that mean between dimensions? So now it's a victory between dimensions and space. And so, I mean, it's so unbelievable how they deflect this stuff, right? You know why? Because so many people have exposed and called these guys out, for holding these symbols up. Like that Milo guy, right? I've done tons of things on him. People are like, no, if you read his book, you'll see he's not an agent. He's walking around with the Bagelville flag around his back. He's taking blood baths. He's taking a blood bath. He's posing in a blood bath. And people are just like, oh yeah, this is just normal. And then you see, I show the repetition of the blood bath and the satanic baptism, and people are like, no, that's not what he's saying. It's all there. They're all doing the same things. So Jones and his little puppet there, obviously, they scour the net for anything negative about them because they're still human, even though, he's a big whatever, right, with millions of people who listen, and he's mentioned in the mainstream all the time. These people can't take criticism. They can't take the fact that they get outed for doing this type of stuff. And then they have to come up with deflection, right? Because all these guys, like Cernovich, all of them, walk around holding up the 666 sign, and then they play dumb about it. Oh, Satanism isn't real. Then, like, weeks later, they're tweeting about, satanic pedo rings and stuff like that. You're like, okay. Signs and symbols are how they communicate with each other. If these people literally are telling you that that's not what it means and that they don't use signs and symbols, then they're likely agents, or they're just stupid. And I would think the position that Jones is in, where he's making excuses for, listen, I get it. I get people, like you find a picture of anybody holding up some type of sign, maybe like, when they were younger or something, like I've said a million times, there's people, watch a baseball game, the guys, when there's 2 outs, hold up 2 fingers, either the peace sign or the devil horns, to say 2 outs, 2 outs. I'm not going to do a video saying the guy's a Satanist, but when they're constantly doing this and they're holding these symbols over their eyes on magazine covers for the world to see, and Jones always throws it up. Now, you might catch, somebody doing it and they're just moving their hands around, but now this is just more proof when you have the deflection that goes with it, right? If he just let it be and was like, oh, who cares what people say? I'm throwing my hands around, doing it for Trump, that kind of thing. He's like, oh, it's not satanic at all. It's victory. It's interdimensional victory. And then the other thing that he says is infinity, which I've covered so many times, from the infinity sign to the Ouroboros, the symbols that the occult use, the meaning of all of them is pretty much infinity or the rebirth. Okay? Because they believe that they're never going to die. They're